Hello, greetings everyone. This is me again, Zahra Jawad. Come to show you, as I found that Prophet Muhammad was a warmonger through the Quran ayats first. So just fixing my mic here. Have to fix it after I show the introduction. Sorry about this, the sound from the tab. So, was Prophet Muhammad a warmonger? Let's start with this as it has started here. I can see myself live now. And just again, checking sound is live now. Yeah. And so while using this mic, I cannot charge my phone. So when I do work on this, then what happens is, the battery charging is slow, and I have to keep charging this tab. So please bear with me as my performance could be low, but nevertheless, I have to go on. There are certain ayats, and many Muslims may think that, as I was told also, that all wars were made out of defense, right? The Muslims believe this, and none of the wars were made due to any offensive wars were not made by Prophet Muhammad or any of the imams. So when all avenues of peace were closed, then they would have a war to protect their lives and all that. Islam also. So many Muslims might not know this, as they've missed even the religious scholars, Quran experts, Shia Quran experts have missed out on these verses of Surah Azab, which I checked through my Shia commentaries also. That it wasn't satisfying at all about Surah Azab, verse 37. And the mistake also I found it wasn't satisfying the commentary, Shia commentary on that, because as the Shias, they believed that Prophet Muhammad knew he was a prophet. It was just a matter of declaring his message and being given the permission to do so by Allah, to declare the message of Islam and Allah. And this given introduced Islam to the people of his time. Okay, so now we have here that many Muslims may believe this, and in the Surah Baqarah ayat, which says that there is no compulsion in religion. I think it's part of the Ayatul Kursi, a very important ayat for us. We used to use that for prayers. Okay, I think it came from this tab. I don't know why. Hope the sound quality is good also as I proceed. Okay, because I fixed this tab on. It's still on the speakers. I don't know how the sound quality is without the Bose speakers. So I apologize if there's any low quality of my sound and my voice here. Thing is that I had a little slight throat problem. I thought it was tonsils from one side. It's getting a little better. I couldn't prepare yesterday, couldn't come online after I came for 3 hours. So later on, last night, I couldn't come online. And last live stream, I left off with Valdemar Putin as he came here with questions, no, with statements and inviting me to Islam, and I felt it was a bad luck. And this person keeps coming here and telling me to come to Islam whereas even your prophet was not allowed to compel anyone. This is Surah Baqarah 256. And if your Lord had pleased, surely all those who are in the earth would have believed, all of them. Will you then force men till they become believers? Surah Yunus, which ayat is this? Because it says 98 to 108. Would you then force people to become believers? It is not for any soul to believe except by Allah's leave. And He will bring His wrath upon those who are dot dot dot. I don't want to go in there, not read the whole ayat. Surah Al Ma'idah, verse 3. But whoever is compelled by extreme hunger, not intending to sin, this is about something else, not about belief or embracing Islam. Surah Al Anam, verse 1 to 165, we have. I don't know which number this. If you find their denial unbearable, then build, if you can, a tunnel through the earth or stairs to the sky to bring them a more compelling sign. So, anyways, I think these verses are enough that I've just read out, and Surah Baqarah, verse 256, and another one in Surah Yunus verse, would you then force people to become believers? These two verses are most important here. And the one, yes, in Ayatul Kursi, a part of Ayatul Kursi, I keep forgetting. In Surah Baqarah, do not compel. So as I was born in a Shia family, I thought that this was the truest religion. But when I started to do my research and, pay attention to the ayats at hand, I became a Quran only at first. You know how being challenged by a Sunni Muslim or whoever she was, but a non-Shia Muslim, and I was reading the Quran ayats and how I started to have these little firecrackers inside when reading. Do not call on any other than God and do not take partners other than Allah and all this. That got me really to concentrate on the Quran ayats as a Shia. And so I started to question my own religion because, you know, in Majlis is also the other thing was that we had Ali Akbar going and I was confused who went first, who went last. And I was confused about like why didn't since Yazid's army was like in thousands, 10,000s or something, why couldn't they just attack rather than we see one by one the first the ashabs of Imam Hussein are going and they're allowing that. And so my father told me this was the way of the Arabs. So, you know, as we are told, they were pre-Islamic Jahil Arabs. Policies were ignorant, wild, barbaric people. But why would they, in war, be so this thing single combat happening and not in full, just attack them? Hussein's army and Imam Hussein. So things like that brought me here, and I'm a truth seeker. And remember, as if you would tell me to respect Prophet Muhammad, that I myself was a Shia, and we took the policy says Nijis. We could not even go to their houses and eat. Far from that, eat from them, but not to harm them in any way. Just disassociate from them. This was the Shia way, I thought, and yeah. And not to convert them or anything, just leave them alone and disassociate from them. But it thus says in Surah Tawbah ayat, can't remember the number, that the polytheists are impure just for being polytheists, not because they attacked or they broke treaties and all this. Then So this is why I'm doing this, not to disrespect a true prophet of Islam, but to bring to justice the false prophet. If I could even raise a voice against him, or spread the news that he was a false prophet, and you will miss out on witnessing Allah like the polytheists were doing at the time. Surah Zumar ayat, we worship them in order to get close to. We've taken them as protectors, for the polytheists, that ayat, in order to get close to Allah, or come in the position with Allah. So then we come to this problem of witnessing that you would see. And since Prophet Muhammad was like, don't even, you can't question him about things. These believers who questioned him, well, they felt like they were driven to their death. So this is about the war. Okay, I will read this in context. Surah Anfal at 6. They disputed with you about the truth after that had become evident, as if they were driven to death with their eyes wide open. So I would think, some ayat says they just come creeping in and it's a mishmash. So as a Shia, I would think this is about some, uh, it can be about Prophet Muhammad and his followers at his time. But then I realized, no, it is about Prophet Muhammad and his followers, Muslim, Mu'mineen at his time. So it did not go with my reason, logic. On one hand, God has given these ayats in the Quran stating that do not compel them, which I showed you earlier in this live stream. On the other hand, they have these ayats which say they disputed, and when you read it, like what did they dispute about the truth? And what was in context when you read this, now that I have to read it in context? Because as I said, when it's absolutely necessary, I will take the Sunni, Shia, everything and read it in context. Then I will, yeah? So hope that is clear. When the people in question were required to fight, they were disinclined to do so. People, meaning those Muslims with the Prophet Muhammad, right? For they felt that they were being driven to death and destruction. Um, so the thing is, you can't even dispute with the Prophet and disagree with them. So, is there anything which says here about this verse? Could also mean that if Muslims obeyed God and followed the Prophet rather than their own desires, they would witness as good a result as they witnessed on the occasion of the Battle of Badr. War never brings life. And the thing was that to save your own lives, because the polytheists were attacking. But let's say in Khandak we saw that one warrior of theirs was killed, a very good, great warrior of theirs. The Confederates, or in Khandak, who were they? Makkan and the Yasrib Jews together. So you can see that 99999 or 10,000, including the warrior, now Shaheed, martyred by Imam Ali, they left. So, in the light of that history from the Shia side, we can say if they don't fight here, they would not fight them. The Makkans and the Yathrib Jews would not fight them, as in the light of Surah Fatah, our properties and our families are exposed, and we're busy with that. And another ayat which says, oh, we don't want to fight because our properties, our houses are exposed. But the Quran ayat says, oh, they were not exposed. So like that, going through and sleeping through these Quran ayats, we find that I found that now reaching a conclusion about him, that he was a warmonger, and he break He broke houses, expelled the Yathrib Jews, Surah Hashar riots also. And then Valdemar Putin in the last live stream told me, stated that I'm from Allah. Scientists take money, but Allah doesn't take money. So I showed him the Surah Hashar ayat where the remains or crumbs left over, whatever was left over after breaking the houses, expelling them from Medina, his Medina, not theirs. I mean, it was their Yathrib, right? But the moment he stepped into Yathrib, he wants to make it Medina, his city, Islamic city. Now ask yourself, will a great person do this? Another thing I contemplate, I'm going very fast now, jumping to another thing, which has kind of hit me, is that Yazid saved, calling the Shias, Yazid saved you Muslims, you know, those of you who cry for Imam Hussein, the grief he has given by making himself the bad person. You see, because some of us Shias, when I contemplated, I thought maybe I will not be there as a Muslim. I would not have embraced, I mean, I would have been there if I would have been there. With, sorry to put it properly, but I would not have been with the Muslims or with Prophet Muhammad at that time if I was there in his time. And then even when I was reading Najil Balagha, I was like, well, isn't there another way? I was like, out of these thriller movies and all this, I just wanted calm in my life and no fighting and all this. I had enough of these fights and all this. So somewhere I even questioned Imam Ali, reading his Najil Balagha, that fights, no, avoid fights. And what is this going on? It's not good for Imam Ali to this. So in my own way, I questioned, never told anyone, but now I'm bringing it out. Then Imam Hassan had a peace treaty with Muawiyah. Many Shias of his, or some, did object to him taking money from Muawiyah, Imam Hassan taking money from Muawiyah and having a peace treaty with Muawiyah when his father did not, Imam Ali. And so then came, so there, even the Shias, right, questioning. Um, and I was told by Sayyid also that they did question and they were like in disagreement with Imam Hassan, Imam Hassan's Shias, Imam Ali's Shias. At that time, with Imam Hassan. So we come to Imam Hussein. Last night something happened to me, and I saw a very deep thing in Yazid. A very, like, okay, people could say, what are you seeing? Even a donkey can see that Yazid was in the wrong. But I, you know, I started to say salutations to Yazid. Because you see, we would say that, no, okay, Imam Hussein, uh-huh, Zib Azim, Allama Iqbal says, and there's the ayat, that we ransomed you, Abraham, from, so for a grand, what was the ayat now? We ransomed you with a grand, we ransomed you for a, what is that ayat, right? If I can go there, uh, this verse could also mean that if Muslims obeyed and followed the Prophet. So war is inevitable. No, no. You cannot say war is inevitable here. What if uh, what if Rasulullah had agreed to these Muslims? Could a war be avoided? Ask yourselves this. Surah Anfal, verse 6. Right? You see this? Surah Anfal, verse 6. So this, if Rasulullah had listened to his followers at this time, maybe the Makkans would have retreated, or the uh, Jews of Medina. They're driven to war. They're not even ready for this, and he's pushing them to war. The Muslims are not ready for this. Calling out to Shias, cowardice or avoiding war, and they're not ready for war. And then you're saying the Makkans, and they were from Makkah, they were polytheists before, right? Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman. So, do you realize the traumatizing thing going on here? That they have to fight their own relatives and from Makkah, and they don't want to. But Allah will help them, arguing with you concerning the truth, and even the Sunni Muslims give their reasons here. Oh, okay, I'm not too surprised that the Sunni Muslims are trying to defend Prophet Muhammad. Um, and you, no, I'm surprised at them going against the Sahabas in protect in defending Prophet Muhammad. And then it was all settled, and they were all forgiven. Incidentally, the statement in the Quran implicitly negates reports usually mentioned in the works of Sirah and Maghazi, and which suggest that Prophet and his companions had initially set out from Medina in order to raid the trading caravan of the Quraysh, and that it was only when they came to know that the Quraysh army was advancing. So, yes, this was the Quraysh army advancing, sorry. I did not read the whole history. To provide protection to the trading caravan, that the Muslims were faced with the option of either attacking the caravan or the Quraysh army. The Quranic version is quite contrary. Accordingly, from the moment when the Prophet set out from his house, he was intent upon a decisive battle with the Quraysh. In addition, yes, because it says he was gone out, he stepped out of his house for the truth. So I think I agree to this that isn't it? He is intent upon a decisive battle with the Quraysh. In addition, the decision as to whether the Muslims should confront the trading caravan or the army was taken at the very beginning rather than later on. It is also evident that even though it was quite clear that it was essential to confront the Quraysh army, a group of Muslims tried to avoid it and kept pleading for their viewpoint. Even when a firm decision had been taken that the Muslims would attack the Quraysh army rather than the caravan. So had they attacked, so this is, they could have said, look, we don't want a war with you, Prophet Muhammad. But since this ayat before says he set out, isn't it before fifth ayat of Surah Anfal, or is it argue with? Yes, he set out. It's fifth ayat of Surah Anfal. He set out. My Sam, thank you. I don't mean any copyrights infringement. Now, I think I will leave the site. I've shown you the tafsir, and I'll just go to Quran.com, 5, right? Oh, sorry, ayat 5. No, this is not even Quran.com. What is this? IslamicStudies.info. Now, with the regard to the spoils, the same situation exists when your Lord brought you forth from your home in a righteous cause, while the party among the believers were much averse to it. So he set foot out, Prophet Muhammad, to fight for the truth, to bring the truth. Where's Quran.com? Isn't it? Sorry, can't find. What? Oh, so this happens to me. Just Quran.com is here. Okay, so I'll start with 1, ayat 1. I'm going to go to to just go down to, because This has not given me. So please, this is a serious academic research, although I said, like before, and I'm going to say it again, that I was a Shia and you don't know what I'm leaving or kitna hame dhoka mila hai, betrayal of. So how they lied in his progeny purified, Allah wills to purify you, O Ahlul Bayt, and using the Jews, Torah, Talmud, Bible, and all this, because they're all waiting for the Messiah, and the Christians are waiting for the second coming of Jesus Christ. So he had a great opportunity. Just a minute, please. I just need to. And remember, I was a Shia, so if you would like to question me or blame me for something, but do it in a way that helps everyone here. They ask thee concerning things taken as spoils of war. Such spoils are at the disposal of Allah and the Messenger. So fear Allah and keep straight the relations between yourselves. Oh, look who's talking. Thanks to the American movie. Look, isn't that the movie? Look who's talking. What the saying? Anyways, if I've forgotten, then just a saying. Look who's talking. So have some respect for your relations. Isn't there a Quran ayat like that? Okay, just to show the believers, which since I'm on this also, the believers are only those who Allah has mentioned their hearts become fearful, increases their faith, establish prayer. Those are the believers. Fifth, it is just as when your Lord brought you out of your home for the battle of Badr in truth. In truth. What does this ayat say? Calling out to Shias. Shias, look at this. Maybe somewhere else it says that they had to defend themselves in the Quran. I can't remember, sorry. But here it says, He, just as when your Lord brought you out of your home. Some people put, i.e., Muhammad, and Muhammad Taqiyuddin al-Hilali sounds like a Shia name to me. Taqi, remember Imam Taqi, I'm not sure. And Mahsen, all right, Bibi Fatma Zahra's unborn child. She had a miscarriage when Omar attacked her house and attacked her. So look at this, our Shia saying, as your Lord caused you. So I want you to come out of this deception also. And I will do my best and come as much as I can. Oops, I'm holding this. I will do my best and come here. So I'm very concerned about my Khoja Sindhis. They're very peaceful people, living in Karachi. And I know that my Khoja Sindhis with the Shia Ishna Sharis, 12 Shias, will not give me trouble. They are very cool, like His Highness Agha Ismailis are, right? So I know a grand aunt of mine, service lady, very humble. Our area there in Karadar was great. Even the Maimans were good, well behaved. So I feel that these will not give me trouble, but someone else might. So remember, someone else, I have concern and care and a responsibility. I want to free, like I would want to free my mother. I would want to free my Khoja. I've known my Khoja Sindhi community, a very great community, peaceful. In fact, one time Irfan Haider Abadi had come, and so they asked him very politely when he was reciting majlises in Kharadar Imam Barga, Bara Imam Barga. The Sunni said, "We will come and burn your Imam Barga." So we had to ask him very politely, not, to be very uh, discreet about certain things and not to bring politics. Someone like Irfan Haider Abadi or someone, I can't remember. If I'm mistaken, then I apologize greatly. I don't mean to pick on, I think, on Irfan Haider Abadi or anything. So they were also caretakers of Bara Imam Barga Kharadar, my mother's relatives in Karachi. So we have a responsibility. I have a responsibility here for them also. So maybe it will hurt the other Muslims, or they may disagree vehemently, or they may come here and say, like this person keeps coming, changing his name, his ID here on YouTube. Hi, hey, come to Islam and all this, right? Uh, so, no, even your prophet was told you should not be compelling them. And as for apostasy, well, I don't know what this. I can't remember the verse on apostasy. If they leave infidels, already Muslims have made Shias infidels, but I don't know. Like you kill them, what you do? You throw them off the roof. How do you kill them? How do you punish them? I don't know. So watching last night Muslim Ibn Aqil's movie, a clip where he has to face Ziyad in Kufa, Ibn Ziyad. And they're all, so this got to me like the other one is saying, by Allah, Wallahi Azim, or, they talk, the Ibn Ziyad. And then he's telling Ibn Sa'd, he's telling Sa'd Ibn, or, that, oh, Allah ke, it's in Urdu, right? This clip on YouTube, on Muslim Ibn Aqil. Oh, Allah ke bande, godly man. The one who perhaps who shut the water for Imam Hussein, or was it Shimar? Saad, who was Saad, right? What did he do in Karbala against Imam Hussein? And Ibn Ziyad is calling him, what's his full name? Sorry, I've forgotten. I got it. Ubaidullah Ibn Ziyad. We wouldn't take his name. I felt like he did so much to Bibi Zainab. I wouldn't even take his name. But there was a time in my life as a Shia, I said, I'm not going to curse Yazid. You know, Yazidiyat Murd, Yazidiyat Zindabad. Yeah, now I say. Why? Because you see, Yazid had to take a very, like you could say, it was now that is a very in-depth thing. You would say, ये जो दुश्मन दोस्तों से भी प्यारा है. It's a song from an Indian movie. So Saad, I can't remember the names. I'm very bad at this, the history, remembering. So sorry about this, but the movie, Ibn Ziyad calls Saad Banda a godly man. And I had to, last night also, like before also, I was like, I can't, what's this going on? How, right? And we were told, yes, the Yazid army, they were the hypocrites, and there were still polytheists, and Yazid had to take the revenge for his forefathers who were killed in Badr, and he even said this in his court to Bibi Zainab and Imam Sajjad. But you look at the things they're saying, and then you check them in the Quran. like murtad. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad calls Muslim ibn Aqil murtad, apostate, because the grandfather and its Allah. What therefore, if you leave Islam, and then we have hadiths, mulhid, murtad, what is this? A murtad verse on those who leave Islam. You know how I know how Muslim Ibn Aqil was killed, and blood. When he wanted water, they put blood in his glass of water, right? So now I'm murtad. Acha. Quran verse at the last verse says he can never flee from the curse of Allah. Where's the verse? When a verse is abrogated by another one that is better for humanity, the previous practice is abandoned. Acha, Surah Nisa 34. Righteous women are qanitat. Oh, what's this? Guarding the unseen according to what God has guarded women. Is this about murtad? Abandon them in bed, strike them. Those women whose nushuz you fear. So trying to find a verse on apostasy. True righteousness is attained by those who are faithful to the promise once they have made it, and by those who remain steadfast in adversity and affliction at the time of battle. Such are the truthful ones. So I think I'll have to go to Wikipedia then. Apostasy in Islam. Let's see if Wikipedia. Okay, sorry, I clicked on my Shia site. Again, we come to Sayyid Muhammad Rizvi. Greetings, Sayyid Muhammad Rizvi. Faith, natural. Can Islam be forced on others? Yeah, let's see. This one, since a person comes here and keeps telling me, having accepted that from the Islamic point of view, what's this? Soon we shall show them our signs on the right side. Having accepted that from the Islamic point of view, faith in God is ingrained in human nature, that it is only the parents in the society that corrupts the soul and divert it from the right path. The question comes, can Islam be imposed forcefully? Very good point here. Thank you so much, Sayyid Muhammad Rizvi Saab. Can Islam be imposed forcefully on non-Muslims? Okay, but I was born in a Shia family. Or we may even ask, is the minor jihad a means of imposing the faith of Islam on non-Muslims? I do not intend to get into the issue of the minor jihad, but briefly stated, the majority of Shia jurists, mujtahid, do not believe in initiating a jihad without the clear permission of an infallible Masoom Imam. No, we cannot then. Majority say no. We cannot impose our religion on others. Shias, we cannot. Thank God for this. Even those who allow the initiation of jihad do not believe that jihad can be used to impose Islam on non Muslims. At the most, well, I don't know, is it haram? It's maybe the verse is not clear. Let's see. Let's find out. At the most, they say that jihad can be initiated to remove tyranny and oppression. This, yeah. So well put. From a non-Muslim society in order to eliminate the factors that prevent the divine message from. See, even my Sayyid is, he has a positive, he's deluded, I would say. So, with due respect, from reaching to the masses, this is what the Shias have been taught. Jihad cannot be used for imposing Islam on others. It is just for putting an end to the aggression on the Muslims or for helping the oppressed non Muslims. The history of Muslims bear out this idea. An unbiased historian can clearly separate the spread of the Muslim rule over areas outside Arabia, Abi, Abi, military Meghta, and the spread of Islam without force. There's some problem in typing here. In those same regions. सूर्य हशर की आयत आप पढ़ें शियास सूर्य हशर की. The Quran clearly says that there's no compulsion in religion. हाँ ये है ना सूर्य 2 Baqarah second surah verse 256. What this verse actually means is that there is no compulsion in accepting the religion of Islam. Why the verse continues? Surely the right path is clearly distinct from the crooked path. So Muslims can always show the difference between the right and the wrong paths, but not force the non Muslims to accept Islam. The Prophet of Islam, this is what I said to Bad Luck, that you parts of you, when you come here and you say, hey, accept Islam and this and that, you're not even, doing what some of the Quran ayats ask you to do. Your behavior is contrary to some of the Quran ayats like these, given here by my Shias, Sayyid Muhammad Rizvi. Therefore, you remind them, for you are only a reminder. You are not a watcher over them. Even Rasulullah, see, in this Quran ayat, Surah 88, verse 21 to 22, was told. In many other verses, the Prophet is described as a bearer of good news and a warning of God's punishment. And we did not bring this Quran for you to be distressed. Surah Taha ayat also, remember? So a bearer of good news and a warner of God's punishment, but this is from Surah Baqarah ayat 119. If you cannot see it, if it's not focusing on your screen. So then what happens is that if you read Surah Taha verse, the Quran, this was not sent down to you that thou should be distressed. His role was just to remind the people about their natural instinct of believing in God. Force is not needed because the right way is clearly distinct from the crooked way. Even during the conquest of Makkah, the idol worshippers were given a grace time of 4 months to study Islam. But what if they didn't accept it? And thereafter, either become Muslims by their own choice or leave the sacred city. That's terrible. You see, here I don't agree to the Shias. They should not have asked to leave the sacred city, but they were killed also. They were killed. No, oh no. Go back. I just moved. My tab went on this other tab. I have to get that back. What was I searching for? Compulsion and oh no. So like that, you see, I disagree. How was compulsion? I wish I could get compulsion in religion in Islam. That article book back where so I disagree that they should. They were given a chance, but if they don't, then if we read Surah Tawbah versus what happens? They're killed. Again, we have this. I'm sorry, you need to. I will remove or report you harassment or bullying, unwanted pornographic sexual report. So, sorry, excuse me, I have to report this now. Pornographic human trafficking. Should have been, but there's no human trafficking. Anti, let there be no compulsion. Oh, God. So, what was the Quran ayat? I've forgotten. Now, okay, let that be because I will not agree to the Shia side of that either. You see, you have to, in Surah Tawbah, we're told, now Rasulullah, if reading in context, Shia accounts to, that he didn't like the people going naked there and doing rituals naked, going around the Kaaba naked. He said that's why he didn't go to for that Hajj, one Hajj where he sent Abu Bakr as the leader to lead the Hajj, and then he sent Imam Ali because Surah Tawbah came down uh, through Jibreel and said that told Prophet Muhammad that only your relative, one near to you, can recite this because it didn't have a Bismillah also. It was against the polytheists. And what was it that you clean up, you leave the Kaaba now. They didn't have a way out. They had to accept Islam or else leave, right? Leave Islam. This poor guy here, US journalist detained. Okay. So let's have a look at this. This verse of Surah Tawbah 1, 2, 3. O believers. So now Shias, I'm also very clear, right? You know this again and again. Someone comes here and tells me to embrace Islam is going against Islam, the Shia Islam. We don't believe in such things, but I will also correct the Shias. We need to believe in this. O you who have believed, fight against those adjacent to you of the disbelievers, and let them find in you harshness. Let them find in you harshness. And know that Allah is with the righteous. So where has this other person came here saying that, oh no, Rasulullah was always loving, compassionate and all this. No, no, not always. Even the believers are asked to have harshness in them against the disbelievers and fight them. Not only fight them, but have firmness, harshness. Ghilzatan, harshness. You see this? And then you can see what's happened in Surah Hashar. So when he left people with no choice, neither the Makkans nor the Madinans, Yathrib, what did Yazid have to do? Yazid had to save the Muslims and the Shias, especially those who cry for Imam Hussein, the Mazloom Imam Hussein. And we curse him. And of course, yeah. So the thing is that he took that way because these people from the progeny of Muhammad, what Muhammad had done and what these people from the progeny of Muhammad were doing. They were so stubborn. खिलाफत इनको चाहिए था, लड़ रहे ये थे. When the true Khalifa was from the polytheists, तो यजीद ने सेव कर दिया शियाओं को, टीयर्स दे दिए, ग्रीफ दे दिया कि हम तो ऑप्रेस्ड के लिए, हम तो मजलूम के लिए रोते हैं, मजलूम का मातम है. सॉरी, आई एम स्पीकिंग इन उर्दू. तो ऐसा हो गया था. एक्सक्यूज मी. तभी तो कोई ऐसा कर नहीं सका. बस एक यजीद ने कहा कि मुझे तो अपने आप को बुरा करना है. अब कैसे? Like I was thinking, why didn't God come for the Jews and why didn't God come for the Palestinians? बस एक एक दफा खुदा आया और वो यजीद की उसमें आया. Yazid had to be the bad one to make us cry and think we are crying for the oppressed, raising a voice. You see, is Allah and Imam Hussein's grandfather, harshness in you. अच्छा, अब उनको भी नहीं रहने देते हैं जो करीब रह रहे हैं, whoever are living near these believers. अब उधर भी नहीं कि ठीक है, इस सेक्रेड टेम्पल, सॉरी, काबा से निकाल दिया, लेकिन अब फाइट दोज हु आर नियर यू. क्या क्या कहा. अच्छा, वो तो अब आप मुझे तो करने देखें. मैं तो डांस करके बाहर निकलूंगी, किसी को सेव करूं. आप मुझे लानतें दें. नहीं नहीं, ऐसे तो हमारे रिलीजन में वैसे वो आयत आती है ना, शिया रिलीजन में, आई मीन कुरान में आती है ना कि पास बाय समथिंग इनडिसेंट. So now you want to become religious and you want to yes, yes, yes. So I'm being sarcastic. Winner takes it all, loser standing small beside the victory. About song coming. तो ये अच्छा. अब आपने कहा कि एडजेसेंट का मतलब ये नहीं है जो जिसने भी आर्टिकल लिखा है. सॉरी, माइंड माय sarcasm इधर, because दिल फट गया. अरे उस टाइम पे फट रहा था जब बीबी सकीना का सुनते थे, रातों को शब्बेदारी करते थे, और अली असगर का, अली अकबर का सुनते थे. यतरफ के जवानों में मेरा हुए अकबर भी कहीं है. बीबी ज़ैनब पे मर्सी है ना. So don't worry about me, yes? No, but when you pass by something indecent, you pass by, say, peace and all this. If you pass by a little wearing clothes woman, you pass by decently, right? That ayat. Oh, you have believed, fight against those adjacent to you of the disbelievers. अब वो जो दरमियान बाहर भी रह रहे हैं अराउंड यू, उनको भी आप छोड़े नहीं, फाइट करें. इसका ये मतलब है शिया, कॉलिंग आउट टू माय शिया. अगर आप अग्री मुझसे नहीं कर रहे हैं, मैं आपको सीधा उधर सूरह अहज़ाब की वर्सेस में लेके जाऊंगी. एंड आई विल नॉट लीव यू. तो मैं कैसे, समटाइम्स आई एक्ट दिस फनी, बट Of course, I'm not going to come after you. I'm not coming to your chat. Oh, yeah, once. No, no. This lately I went to the Nishta Park. They were showing Nishta Park Majlis. And I said one I put there. I said, please leave Islam, Shias. That's all I said. One time. I said it recently. I think it was Bibi Fatma Zahra's Shahadat or what was it? Anyways, so if you, so I do these funny things, you know. तो लेकिन मैं आपको हार्म नहीं करूँगी और मैं आपके लिए अच्छा चाहती हूँ, लेकिन मैं आपको मीठी छुरी से भी नहीं काटूँगी। कभी मेरा वो टोन हार्श हो जाए, फ़र्म हो जाए, तो माफ़ कर दें मुझे। हाँ, इट्स गुडनेस। सो इट्स बीन ट्रॉमेटाइजिंग। जैसे ये मुसलमान बेचारे ट्रॉमेटाइज़्ड थे जो प्रॉफेट मोहम्मद के साथ थे। as if they were disputing, as if they were being led, driven to their death. तो अगर ये फाइट नहीं करते तो मक्कन्स भी लीव कर देते हैं। ये खंदक का याद करें, खंदक का याद करें, खंदक का याद करें। हाँ, मेरे ग्रैंडफादर नाना मैटरनल ग्रैंडफादर का एक दोस्त था अली नहीं कमाल ईरानी तो मूवीज बनाता था। तो उनकी एक मूवी है क्या है गधा और इंसान या इंसान और गधा बेवा 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 Oh, you have believed. Fight against those adjacent to you. बेवा बेवा हो गए सूर्य निसा 24th ayat. Or no married women are allowed to you, but the बेवा बेवा नहीं है. Captives, wives हैं, wives हैं, wives हैं. शाह कासम की माँ बेवा. उम्मे फरवा बेवा. You see, बेवा इस तरफ किसी ने अच्छा अब इधर करबला में आ रहे हैं. There I failed right in my live stream telling you about the जंग Battle of Uhud, Battle of Khandak I read. What did Yazid do? बीबी ज़ैनब की चादर. लेकिन बीबी ज़ैनब आप तो सुन नहीं सकेंगे अभी तक. लेकिन ये आयत आप ज़रूर पढ़ेंगे जो कुरान में है, पढ़ना पड़ता है. सूरह निसा 24. लेकिन अभी तक आप मुझे स्टॉप करेंगे कि नहीं बोलो, नहीं बोलो, नहीं बोलो. एक सुन्नी मुसलमान ने भी मुझे क्वेश्चन किया कि ये कैसे कि रेप नहीं किया जब इतना किया. अली असगर को मार डाला, स्पीयर दिया, एरो दिया ना करबला में. तो ये क्या और चादरें छीन ली. They snatched the veils away from Imam Hussein's ये Prophet Muhammad's granddaughters and all. Huh? And grandchildren, girls. तो ये आप बताएं कि आप अभी तक सुन नहीं सकेंगे. रेप नहीं किया. तो जो इनके नाना ने इनको इनके अल्लाह ने हाँ चले अल्लाह ने बताया ना. तो आप बताएं अभी यजीद और हुसैन का मैं लिखूं यहाँ सूरह निसा. तो ये तो नहीं किया ना यजीद की आर्मी ने. खाली चादर छीने उनका सोचें. सफिया बिन्त वही का सोचें. जवेरिया बिन्त हारित का सोचें. उनके फादर को was really like for Prophet Muhammad. So please, I'm doing some comedy here because you know वैसे लाइक तुमने लाइक शराब तो नहीं पी है ज़रा? मैं तो चाय पी रही हूँ इधर। हाँ, माय हेड करेक्ट। डैडी, डैडी शबनम पाकिस्तानी मूवी फिल्म एक्ट्रेस। डैडी इधर मत का अल्लाह कह रहा है कि prohibited are Allah Allah Yazid salutations Yazid and his army. uh, Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, today I send you salutations again unending, whom except the women of the prohibited are the ones who are married. No, wait a minute. मैं ये गलत पढ़ रही हूँ. Married are who, this, and prohibited are the ones who are married of the women, except whom you possess rightfully. Decree of Allah upon you and are lawful to you, except whom you. यजीद उठ रहा है, मैंने कितनी बार कहा है यजीद उठ रहा है, हर एक के लिए उठ रहा है। सफिया बिन्त हुवै के लिए उठ रहा है, शायद आपके दिल में कुछ नहीं है सफिया बिन्त हुवै के लिए। ऐसे ही चीफ नहीं हो सकता है हुए। 12 स्प्रिंग्स हजरत मूसा के टाइम पे कुरान की आयत है, ओपन द फॉर हजरत मूसा एंड दिस पीपल। जरूर कुछ होगा हुए में। ऐसे चीफ्स नहीं बनते हैं। हजरत मूसा, फैमिली ऑफ हजरत मूसा एंड हारून, ताबूत, सकीना, पीस, ऐसे ही हुए ही नहीं बना था चीफ उधर, राइट? थोड़ा ध्यान दे, प्लीज गिव पे अटेंशन टू व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। टुडे वी आर ऑन द थ्रेशोल्ड। और आज आप या तो यजीद की आर्मी में जाएंगे या तो हुर। हुर किसको बनना है अभी? Who wants to be हुर? But why not to be the free? Oh, इमाम हुसैन ने क्या कहा? At least be free. हाँ, ये तो यजीद ने कहलवाया हुसैन को और आपको शियाओं को एहसान। मान मेरा एहसान मेरी नादान। So here, what does Nana do? What does Nana do? Imam Hussein's Nana, grandfather, maternal. Married women, except those your right hands possess, to, oh, you will bring the Jews one to discourage from fighting. And if they had not gone, Abu Bakr would have intervened like Imam Ali's father Talib intervened when he was alive. Abu Bakr would have told Abu Sufyan, or either Muslim ibn Aqil is telling Saad that, will you send my message to Imam Hussein, since I, we were relatives. So think about the relative. Think about the relation we have. What Imam Ali say in the battle of against Aisha, Zubair, and Talha. Consider the past relations we've had. Don't make haste for war. उधर तो इमाम अली ऐसे कह रहे हैं और इधर मुस्लिम इब्न अकील कह रहा है साद को, जब उबैदल्ला को कहा, उबैदल्ला इब्न ज़ियाद, उबैदल्ला। तो यानी अगर शियाज़ आप लोग कहते हैं ये ओरिजिनली अल्लाह इधर इनके पास नहीं आया था नाम, पॉलिटीस के पास भी था। अगर उबैदल्ला पॉलिटीस रहा, जब Muslim Ibn Aqil said that I want to send a message to Imam Hussein, what is the message? Is there a message for me? Peter Sellers movie. You remember clip I share on Facebook. अच्छा अब हम ज़्यादा बकवास बंद करके जाते हैं आगे, right? So what he say to Saad? What he say? Now can I take you? मैं तो थोड़ा देखा मेरे लिए. What? What did he say? That's why it escaped you. No love for father, no love for or. Remind me, please, that also verse. No love for your, even if they be your fathers, your, if you what, not to believe in the, गौर करें मैं आपको किस मकाम पे लेके जा रही हूँ बिकॉज कल आपको विटनेसेस होना है मुत्तफीफी करीब जाना है अल्लाह के आज ही चले जाएं आज छोड़ सकते हैं आप ये रिलीजन Surah Tawbah verse 23 Believers do not take your fathers and your brothers for your allies if they choose unbelief in preference to believe हाँ एक ये वर्स है ना सूरह तौबा की 23 whosoever of you takes them as allies those are wrongdoers मुस्लिम इब्न अकील कह रहा है मैंने कल रात को क्लिप देखी वीडियो यूट्यूब पे साद को कह रहा है साद I will choose Saad. Ubaidullah said, okay, you want to send a message? Saad, both of us have been related. You are related to me. Huh? यजीद क्या बोल रहा है उबैदुल्लाह क्या बता रहे हैं क्या दिखा रहे हैं अशर नशर ये चीजें आपके दिमाग में नहीं है पता नहीं कैसे ब्रेन वॉश किया है एंड व्हाट सूर्य मुजादिला what is happening you sorry I'm using the tab is I cannot carry or even do on big tab so I found the smaller tab right now I'm not well never I don't know for how long Surah Mujadila and my hand not say verse 22 what did it say here you shall not find the people who believe in Allah and the last day befriending those who oppose Allah and His Messenger, even though they be their fathers or their sons. आज कितने लीव करेंगे शिया इस्लाम को फॉरगेट सुन्नी इस्लाम थ्रोट मेरा एक तरफ से टॉन्सिलाइटिस है क्या है कल की अवतार से ही करते हैं हरे कल की हरे 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 कल हेडेक था इट वाज नॉट गोइंग आप क्लिप देखें क्लिप मुस्लिम इब्न अकील की फिर मुझसे पूछे नहीं पूछे कि why I thought of Yazid and I saluted him and I saluted Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad and I saluted Sa'd and I saluted Abu Sufyan and I saluted Muawiyah. You do not find a people who believe in Allah and the last day befriending those. कौन सी क्लिप थी मैं आपको दिखाऊं अच्छा. I mean, I might get copyrights infringement. Urdu में है dubbed, but maybe it comes from Iran. I'm not sure. मुस्लिम इब्न अकील का देखते हैं ना. बस मैं आपको ये वाला दिखा और just to show you, not play it. When I put Muslim ibn Aqil, it didn't come. Please. ये वाली शहादत of Hazrat Muslim bin Aqil in Kufa Mukhtar Nama. Sozo Salam, 3 years ago. What does Muslim ibn Aqil here tell Saad? Actually, I think Hazrat Abbas was also from his mother's side, Ummul Banin, related to Saad, or some enemy in Karbala who said, come here, come to our, leave Hussein. Hazrat Abbas said, I will never leave Hussein. Huh? And what is that ayat, right? What is that ayat that you do not respect kinship? Where's that ayat? Who 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 has asked you Muslims not to respect the kinship, and under what circumstances? Nay, but you do not respect kinship. Nay, but like this, you do not despise. How can there be such a covenant with Ayat Tawbah ayat आगे फिर से 9th chapter of the Quran verse पता नहीं कौन सी है? How can there be such a covenant with them? हाँ, ऐसे अब देखें कुरान की आयत कितनी झूठी है, कितनी झूठी है. बहुत सारी देखें. How can there be such a covenant with them that when you are overpowered by them, they regard not the ties? अच्छा. So you do the same thing, don't you? And when you have overpowered them, you kick them out of the Kaaba area. Then you kick them out and tell the believers to fight them who are near you and be harsh with them. And now that you have overpowered them, they've given you, Abu Sufyan has given you the keys to the Kaaba. Around you, believers, fight them who live around you. And let them find harshness in you. They regard not the ties, either of kinship or of covenant with you. अरे पैक्ट की आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं? ट्रीटी की कौन? अब आप छोड़ दें इस इस्लाम को. देखें आप इस्लाम में क्यों थे शियाज? ऑप्रेसर, हक. कि जब तक इमाम हुसैन ने तो शो कर लिया. And do not break the of who. So you can see through. I've seen through the ayats, Quran ayats. Now don't tell me I'm reading the Quran ayats out of context. I had to draw inference, right? Here, very, very clear. Look at when Rasulullah is overpowered them, you will show no love or affection to your father, if it be your father opposing those who are opposing Allah and the Messenger and who don't believe in the last day in Allah. Right? फिर से मुजाहिद verse में जाएं. Where did you अच्छा कॉवेनेंट को आप कह रहे हैं कि दे नेवर अच्छा अब इधर किनशिप का देखें किनशिप का देखें व्हाट डज दिस आयत से that when you are overpowered by them they regard not the ties so when you overpower them and we are told in the same surah you made them leave their homeland like you later on or what made or before that made Yathrib people in Surah Hashar, you broke their houses. तो यजीद अगर थोड़ा अच्छा यजीद की आर्मी ने जलाया खैमों को जलाया या नहीं पता नहीं आया but look at this okay and then करबला मदीना में तो नहीं तोड़ा ना इनका घर शायद उमर इसलिए आया था कि इन्होंने यथरिब के और उनको प्रॉमिस किया था कि हम लोग हेल्प करेंगे तुम्हें अगेंस्ट योर एनिमीज विल प्रोटेक्ट यू even though they were in their land part of their land they took they gave them और वो काबा की वो क्या है sacred sacred mosque haram harami आयत क्या है it's for all the people and those residents और वो पानी भी दे रहे थे water to the pilgrims तो कहता है कि इनका अल्लाह कहता है कि it is not equal to what I'm in a shock so I just had a shock wave it's not equal to uh, believing in Allah in the last day, not even opposing Allah and the Messenger, but it's not equal to. ऐसे ऐसे करके इस टायरेंट ने टेररिस्ट ने निकाला घर तबाह करके मदीनन को यथरिब वालों को निकाला यथरिब से मक्का वालों को निकाला मक्का से कैसे कैसे आयतें देखी और आपको नजर नहीं अच्छा आई हैव समथिंग टू correct O level A level I remember now I think I was in my new house I had this flash so I apologize I said O level like but if I had paid attention to the Quran in O level also maybe I would have understood because as someone told me that there were this party from among you you know in the Quran ayat Surah Nur ayat I found वो आयशा के अगेंस्ट जो आपके ही लोग थे मुसलमान जिसने स्प्रेड किया था रूमर्स who spread rumors so I found it in Quran Surah Nur ayat in O levels तो मेरा ये कहने का मकसद था but I should not have said O levels because I think I was in A levels or somewhere at that time in my new house I remember now recall so I apologize लेकिन सपोज अगर मैं O level में होती और अगर मैं गौर करती कि हाँ ये क्या अदर देन अल्लाह डू नॉट कॉल तो फिर दूसरी आयतें मिलती फिर ऐसे ऐसे करके ना so maybe you cannot see right now because you know I went to a Hindu house in Singapore my father's friend so they invited us for dinner एक ऐसे परात एक पूरी मेरे साइड पे टेबल पे अब I went into a trance and I'm slowly eating first time Hindus food निजस सूरह तौबा right sorry Hindus तो पता है क्या था कि it was so intense in me although we don't say anything कभी भी मुंह पे ऐसा इंसल्ट करना या ये निजिस है या डैडी आई डोंट वांट टू ईट नो नो मैं खा रही थी but I tried my best not to eat much it was like having pork haram and really I went into a trance तो मुझे वो आयत अभी जो मिली है ना जिस पे मैंने गौर किया है वो याद है like Allah put a drowsiness. तो पता नहीं कैसे ब्रेन वॉश करते हैं कैसे ना अभी आप देखें अगर आप बचपन से ऐसे ब्रेन वॉश हुए हैं ना कि हिंदूज आर निजस, पॉलिटिक्स आर निजस, आइडल वर्शिपर्स आर निजस, उनका यानी उनको टच उनके सामने नहीं जाओ, उनके भंगी आए तो उसके सामने नहीं जाना चाहिए लड़की को, ऐसा था हमारे सो बंगीज़ ख़ासकर कराची में तो वो हिंदूज़ ये ज़्यादातर होते हैं ऐसे हिंदूज़। So sorry about this Hindus. So, I went in a trance. I really did. And then I remembered I remember the dining table and there were like there's a part opening and there's the sitting room and the dining room, something like this, I remember. But after that, I've forgotten. But I remember that part in the house, in Singapore, Hindu house, that I'm sitting at the dining table and I'm gone. It is so intense that somehow I feel drowsiness. तो ये आयत आती है ना कि Allah put drowsiness. You might not be able to see it मेरे लिए तो Allah put Anfal क्या है? Okay, I have to go now. Allah put drowsiness. So just remember this. I will come back. Continue later. Quran verse दिखा लो. Maybe it will open. Allah put drowsiness. Great sign. When they didn't want to fight or something. Okay. Thank you very much. Bless you all and bring you out of this brainwashing drowsiness trance.